to another moon ritual. That's just what we're going to start calling them until I come up with a more creative name. Moon ritual. So we're going to start by pulling a tarot spread, followed by a guided yet free movement flow to just work the energies into our bodies, and then a meditation to finish us off and leave us feeling calm and ready to walk into the world with the things that we felt from this session. So it is a new moon in Leo while we are in Leo season, so it is a very fiery, passionate, intense, loving energy right now in the world. And this week, this moon, the things that are happening in the sky around it are one of the most powerful energies that are going to happen this year. It is a very powerful time for manifestation, so that is what this reading and this ritual are mainly going to be for, is manifesting. So get ready to have your manifestation journal next to you. If you're a visual person, get ready to visualize throughout this practice and just be present and put out into the world what you want to see in return, because that is the best way to manifest. The way you speak, the way you think, the way you write, the way you act will be what you see. So I'm pulling from the Wild Unknown Tarot, as I always do. And yeah, let's get into it. So new moon in Leo during Leo season. This is for the lions and the lionesses of the world. We are stepping into our power. We are going after the things that we want. And yeah, just really also connecting with our inner child. That's another thing about Leo, is that it's a really good time to play and get outside and go to the pool, go to the beach, run around in the woods, like do what you did when you were a kid during the summertime. Remember how excited that you used to get out of school and just go play with your friends in the neighborhood, or go camping with your family, or whatever it was that you liked to do when you were a kid. Ride your bike, go swimming in the creek, like whatever it was. Get out there and do it this week on Thursday. Do it. And for the rest of Leo season. Okay, first thing we are going to be pulling for is, what are we manifesting in this season? Just like overall theme of what are we manifesting, this collective group of who is receiving this video. What are we manifesting? Energy is what we're manifesting. So the Nine of Wands is the staircase leading up to this moon. There's lots of dark energy in it, but we are walking up towards that space of light in the sky. We are almost there. So there's only 10 cards in each suit before we get to the royal family up there. So the 9 is like, you are almost there. You are manifesting your 10. You're manifesting the actions that it takes to get to your 10. So maybe opportunities are coming up for you. Maybe the manifestation is things popping up that are going to take you to your 10. But right now we are manifesting the 9. So look for those opportunities. Take those steps. Take the steps that are going to lead you in your direction. And do not get distracted by the things that may pop up that are not going to be exactly what leads you in your direction. But take those steps, manifest the opportunities that lead you to where you want to go. And keep your positive attitude, as I said before. Think, say, act what you want to see. So, where is our ego blocking us from this manifestation? What is keeping us from taking that last step? What is blocking us from these opportunities? In this Leo season. Leo is very closely connected to the sun. The sun is all about our ego, our personality, our most authentic self, and shining brightly. But it can also be where we shine a little bit too bright I don't even want to use that term, but sometimes it's blinding. Let's just say that. Sometimes we can get blinded by our path and what we think is best for us based on our ego self. So where is that ego self blocking us? Okay. Ooh, okay. The Lover. Yeah, we got the Lovers for where is our ego blocking us. So maybe we're avoiding connections. Maybe those opportunities that are coming up, you're just kind of like being very put offish and like stuck in your Cancer season hermit mode. So get out there and connect. Do not let whatever comes into your head, like, oh, that person doesn't have enough followers. That person, I don't know. Stop shitting on, I didn't want to use a swear word, but stop shitting on the connections that are coming your way and connect with them. Rekindle relationships that you might have lost throughout the last couple of months. Reach out to people that are your connections, and do not let your ego get in the way of making these connections and teaming up with people, doing things together. Doesn't necessarily need to be with a partner. Obviously the Lovers are the Lovers, but this can be a thriving business relationship. This can be a thriving friendship. This can be whatever it is that you're looking for. It can't be a relationship. So just don't put off those connections. Don't let your ego get in the way. What is going to be our fire in this season then? So if our ego is blocking us in the connection space, what is going to move us past that? Leo's all about the fire. So what is our motivation? What is our passion? It's going to carry us through this lunar cycle and the rest of this year to reach these manifestations and get to that next step and drop the ego that tells us that our connections are not as good as we want them to be. The Six of Pentacles, our growth, our physical manifestation in the world of the fruits of our labor is going to be what pushes us through. So look back on your life. Sorry, I threw it at you. Look back at your life and see where you've been successful. Think about the goals that you've reached this week. Get in that ego space a little bit. It's kind of the season for it. Think about your successes, your growth, how far you've come in this past year, in the past 5 years. Think about where you came from in your childhood. Like, you are amazing. You are growing. You are prospering. You're flourishing. So don't forget that in this season. And allow that to be the fire that guides you through this season. And what this is kind of pointing to me, how this is coming up, is that your connections are what has led you to flourish, and your relationships in the past are what have led you to flourish and prosper. So maybe getting back in touch with that inner block and saying, okay, it's time to go back out into the world and open myself up to being vulnerable again and connecting, because that may be where your next step is going to come from in that 9 of Wands. All right, last card that we're going to pull is an overall message. What is Mr. Leo trying to tell us? Okay, he flew out. Father of Pentacles. Father of Pentacles, of course. Of course. Mr. Leo, Mr. Sun, Mrs. Moon, all together here. Okay, so Father of Pentacles, he is an entrepreneur. He is a father that takes care of his family. He is stable, he's routine, he gets shit done, he goes after what he wants. Look at that aura, that rainbow halo sitting above his head and his antlers, and that energy radiating from that pentacle. So this is earthly energy with a little bit of ideas mixed in. So I would say that we are manifesting the ideas that we need to take the action in the earthly plane. So yeah, get out there and play, fall in love, make your connections, be vulnerable, and just allow yourself to grow in this season. That's what this is for. Another thing about these antlers that just popped up in my brain that this is representing is we just had that full moon in Cancer, or in Capricorn, that was a buck full moon, and that is because at this time of the year the antlers of the male deer are in full growth mode. So that's exactly where we are too. We all go through the same cycles of life and the same seasons. We are all one with Earth. So in this season of life, it's all about growth. It's all about expansion. It's all about going after what you want and trusting the ideas that come to your mind that feel right for you. So yeah, this was the spread. I'll do an overhead. I might write a blog post if I get the time this week. And yes, we will get to the movement. Let's do it. So here's our overall spread for our Leo new moon. We have, what are we manifesting? Where is our ego blocking us? What is our fire that's going to carry us through this season? And an overall message from this new moon. So you're manifesting those opportunities. They're going to take you there. Connect with the people around you. You are growing, you're prospering. Remember your past successes and be the leader of your own life in this season. So now we're going to move on to the movement part. So we are going to work these manifestations into our bodies. Here's me reminding you to have water close. Roll out your mat, and we will get started with some moon salutations. So make your way to the center of your mat, and we're going to start in mountain pose. So feet flat to the floor, feeling grounded, connected to the earth, and standing tall, crown lifted to the moon, chest open, and start by taking a few deep breaths in and out through the nose, maybe one through the mouth if you need it. Just feel into your body, call in those manifestations. And we're going to get started by inhaling the arms up over the head. Inhale deep into the belly, and exhale over to the right. Stack the shoulders, open the chest, taking it back through to the left. Just feeling through your body here. Sync the movements with your breath. So inhaling back up through the center, we're going to step out about hip distance, maybe a little wider, into Goddess Squat. Bending into those legs, feeling grounded, stable, just able to release anything that's not serving us to call these manifestations in. We're going to inhale up and open up those arms, take a dive down, open up the chest, moving into triangle pose. And we're going to begin by taking 3 big circles with that top hand, calling in those manifestations, creating that energy around us, firing up the core. And after that third one, we're going to turn those hips, square them off, and take a big forward fold over that front leg. Release. Drop that back knee down and lift the chest. Inhale into low lunge. Lift that heart to the sky. And we're going to turn the hips into side lunge. Opening up the hips in moon salutations is such a great way to release emotions, tap into that space that's a little bit deeper. So move through to the other side. I encourage taking free movement throughout these flows, whatever you feel like you need, whenever you feel like you need. Feel free to take a little pause and just feel through your body. That's what this is about more than anything. And dropping it down to the other side. If you need to use your hands, feel free to. This is just the pattern that I enjoy following throughout moon salutations. Dropping it down to low lunge on the other side now. Inhale that chest up to the sky. And dropping those hands down, frame the foot and lift up the hips into that forward fold, wide leg pose. And we're going to circle that top arm back up. And this time we're going to bend into the front knee, press that floor away, inhale up. Exhaling through goddess pose. Big exhale to release. And inhale back through to center so that we can move through that on the other side. And just taking a moment to recalibrate with your own breath. We're going to take a big inhale up and just exhale back down through heart center. Then we're going to begin on the other side. So inhale up deep into that belly. Exhale, opposite side. Open up that chest. And try and sync it up to the rhythm of your own breath even more this time, now that the pattern of movement is into your body. Think about those manifestations. Moving through Goddess Squat, big release. Anything that we may be holding on to still. Turning to dive down into triangle pose, exhale. And then inhale, try and look up to the sky before taking those 3 big circles. Create that energy field around you that causes the attraction. Ignite that fire in your belly that's going to carry you through. And turning the hips, turning the back foot. Release over the front leg. Dropping the back knee down and inhaling up through low lunge. Exhale, turn into side lunge. Try and drop even lower and take a big inhale. And we're going to move through to the other side, once again taking some free movement on the way. Whatever your body feels that it needs in this moment. If you want to ragdoll, if you want to move into the hips, the shoulders, whatever you're feeling, before dropping it down to the other side. Turning those hips back into a low lunge. Inhale the chest up to the sky. And exhale, frame the foot, lift the hips, big release. Circling that arm back up into triangle pose on the other side now, where we press that floor away. Inhale up, exhale through Goddess Squat, and make our way back to center. At this point, I'm going to give us time for some true free movement. So just feel through your body. Do not mind where you move. You can move around on your mat. You can use a wall. But just feel through your body. If you don't know what to do, maybe just take a couple breaths and feel where any tension arises in those breaths. And then begin the movement from there. Think about those spaces that you feel throughout your day, your lower back, your hips, your shoulders, your neck. Give them some love in this moment, however your body takes you. whenever you feel ready, making our way back to the center of our mats for another round of moon salutations. This time we're going to energize our flow with the goddess squats, so adding the 3s into our squats there. So reconnect with your breath, feel grounded yet lifted, and begin by inhaling those arms up over your head to exhale to the right. Big release through the side body. Inhale back up to the center and take it to the left. And back up through the center to drop it down into our goddess squat. This time feeling grounded, stable, powerful. We're going to take 3 big squats with flowing arms. Inhale up, exhale drop. Allowing the fire from the earth, that feeling of stability and groundedness to energize us and give our fire the traction that it needs to catch, to move. And taking it down into our triangle pose, and then flipping the back leg and the hips, release through the back side of the body. Dropping the back knee down, and inhale into that heart space, low lunge, and moving through our side lunges again, dropping those hips low while staying lifted through the crown. And we're actually going to energize this squat sequence as well. So feel through those hips, do what you need to, bend into those knees, and we're going to take 3 rounds of squatting low, knees over toes, dropping the booty to the floor, and then taking a halfway lift, flat back. So exhale, drop it low, feel through those hips, and then big inhale to flat back, reaching through the top of the crown. Moving as slowly or as quickly as you need to. Just feeling through the spine, the hips, the backs of the legs, and dropping it down to the other side for our side lunge. Inhale, flip it to a low lunge. Inhale deep into that heart space, and then framing the foot, coming up through to triangle pose, and then ground to press the floor away, lifting up through the chest. Exhale through goddess squat, and inhale back to center. Putting our hands on our bellies now, feeling the fire that has been ignited towards these manifestations, and we're going to move with it. Connect to that breath and take it to the other side. Really envision those manifestations now, y'all. They are right here, You are worthy of them. You are deserving of them. Be open to them. Welcome them with this flow. Moving through our Goddess Squat sequence now. And I just take a minute to really feel into that last squat before moving down into triangle pose. With every inhale, breathing those manifestations in, and every exhale, just relaxing the body to create ease, releasing any tension that's being held in the body with every exhale. Moving through to our side lunges, and we're going to keep that squat flow in for this round as well. So knees over toes, dropping the hips down to the floor. Allow this to be a deep and open connection with the earth and with yourself. Extending the legs and reaching the crown up towards the front for a flat back. Big inhale down the spine. And just repeating this flow 3 times, following your own pace, taking whatever movements you need to in between. And create your own little practice with it. Breathe your manifestations in. Exhale out the blocks. Exhale out the tension. And on this last one, we're going to walk the feet closer together. So just shuffle them together. We're going to drop the hips nice and low into Yogi Squat. So heels to the floor, pressing the knees open with the elbows, trying to roll those shoulders back and down, and then lifting back up into our wide leg forward fold for one more halfway lift. Dropping it down to the other side lunge before moving into our low lunge on the other side. Inhale that chest up, feeling squared off again in the hips. Release over that front leg, exhale. And inhale back up to triangle pose. Pressing the floor away, coming up through the center, down through that goddess squat, and back to heart center. Big exhale. Placing our hands back on our bellies for a moment, feeling that sacral chakra, that solar plexus chakra, these centers of creation just firing, ready to move towards your desires, ready to make these manifestations happen. That 9 of Wands card is so influential in the space of opportunities popping up, of things happening in your sphere that are taking you closer to the spot that you want to be. So go after them. Allow this fire that we have created in this practice to lead you forward on your journey. Breathe into that space for a few more breaths. And then allow this movement to start moving throughout your whole body. You using physical touch to move down the legs as we make our way to the floor for a final Savasana. Slowly rolling the spine flat to the floor, then stretching those legs out, finding full relaxation through the body, preferring that the hands stay on the belly, that womb space throughout this Savasana, but they can be anywhere that you desire, that is comfortable for you. So we're just going to take a scan of the body before taking a silent rest. So check in with the feet, the toes, the ankles, the arches of the feet. Just release any tension that you're hanging on to there. Moving up into the calves, the shins, the knees. Allow this relaxation energy to circle through the joints of your knees, all the way down your calves and out the bottoms of your feet. Releasing any tension from the tops of the legs, the hamstrings, the quads, allowing the legs to feel completely heavy to the floor. I worked a lot in the hips in this practice, so just allow that energy to continue circulating. Allow the releases to continue to just shed into the earth below us. Allow those hips to feel heavy, grounded, and able to let go of anything that is not serving us. Feeling your hands on your belly, breathing into the fire. Allow your breath to move naturally. Relax your fingers, your wrists, your arms. Relax your shoulders heavy into the floor, down away from your ears. Allow the chest to be open with a long neck, and relax the head into the floor below you. Releasing any tension between the eyebrows, in the jaw, unclench your teeth, and just rest heavily on your mat for a few moments. This is a space that we can give ourselves, that we don't allow ourselves to be in very often. A space where we can just sit in stillness with our thoughts, with our breath, and especially after a practice like this, how powerful that will be. So just sit with yourself and allow whatever comes up to come up and pass. Allow whatever feelings to arise and release. And just find a space of meditation for the next few minutes. And then start bringing some attention back to your breath. Bring some movement to your toes and your fingers, your hands and your feet, your wrists and your ankles. Moving that energy up your legs, into your arms. Bring those knees up, feet flat to the ground, and take a big stretch up overhead. And then flipping to rest on your side for a moment. You can open your eyes here or leave them closed. Just take one more minute to rest before slowly making our way up back to a seated position. Coming back to a centered space, feeling back into our bodies and feeling grateful for this energy, feeling grateful that we can manifest, feeling grateful for the obstacles in our way, grateful for the fire that's here to guide us. Thank you to this Leo new moon. Thank you to you for being here. Thank you for your energy. Namaste. If you enjoyed this new moon ritual, please subscribe, like, comment your manifestations, get them out into the universe, and I will see you in 2 weeks for a full moon ritual. And in the meantime, sow your seeds so that we can see the harvest.